any place you live, I think, has got its little hidden treasures, you know?
Yeah.
And you gotta go find them. I think that's important.
It's so beautiful down here.
This river is interesting because it was the edge of the ice sheet that pushed everything to this spot.
There's a gunshot. This is the Kaw River. We're in western Shawnee. That is a little unnerving.
Yeah, the first thing I found down here, really kind of interesting, was a bone, and it had turned to stone.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like a bone that stayed in the sand for thousands of years and became mineralized. So it was preserved, but it wasn't trapped in rock. And when I picked it up, I was astonished at how heavy it was.
Interesting.
And, turns out it's like the lower leg of the ancient bison.
Really?
That was around here before the Ice Age. So the whole thing's vibrating. This is where they get it.
Wow. That is vibrating.
Yeah.
Cool. It's well grounded. Luckily.
There used to be a pair of bald eagles down here, and one day I was down here with my daughter, and they flew in and landed, one on each tower right above us. And she was way out on the sand, and I was checking out the log pile close to where we have our bonfire, and she came running back across with her, just grinning like crazy, and she said, "Could you hear those eagles up there?" And I said, "Oh yeah." So the sound carries through these high tension wires, like a guitar string, and so whatever bird lands up there, you could hear it all the way out.
Wow.
So it's really neat.
They were perched.
Oh yeah, right up on top, one on each. And they're sitting up there clucking and talking and, you know, whatever. We couldn't understand it. You know, they're eagles. I think that's where I crashed.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Look out, kids.
Just like in the movies.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Park boys. Wow, is that what that smells, or is that
Need
something?
a little train set.
Yeah. So what all have you found down here? Have you found arrowheads down here, or is that okay?
Yeah, I found an arrowhead right in this area. I found a hammerstone about the size of a sledgehammer head. It's got an obvious worn spot where it was used to smash down, and then one side of it is rubbed smooth.
Yeah.
So whatever they were working on, they would crush it. So maybe nuts, you know, from trees or some kind of grain.
Okay.
Smash it up and then process it further by rubbing on whatever they were on. So it was either a pretty stout piece of wood or another flat rock. And there are times where you can find both, like the mortar and pestle from that operation. And then there's the more common artifact you'll find on a sandbar like this in this river is what an archaeologist will call a box cutter. And that's where one side of a rock that fits well right in your fingertips has a worked edge, a napped edge. And they'll break it use it, and when it's over, they toss it.
Wow.
And they can make them quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
This river is interesting because it was the edge of the ice sheet that pushed everything to this spot. It made this spot a low-lying area, and then it started melting and it receded. And so if you think of like a bulldozer coming from the Canadian border, slowly marching down, pushing, you know, not totally, but building up and moving things around. So it makes this spot really interesting for poking around and exploring and finding things, because it was the edge of that spot.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of life here. There were a lot of humans that lived here, all the animals and major game that they hunted, and you can still find evidence. So quite possibly right in this large flat floodplain over here to the east, you could have had a whole group of early humans, you know, 10,000, 14,000 years ago, living and teaching their young how to do this. And I've found some strange rocks that almost remind me of, well, one of them reminds me of like a boot. And I thought, you know, if you had kids, you would use toys to teach them things, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So if you found a rock that looked like a foot, instead of pointing at your foot, you could make a toy out of other stones, legs, knees, you know. Who knows? I don't know. But it's funny. I found a bottle from
Or Jeeps.
On a sandbar close to Lawrence that had the radioactive symbol on it. And I went, oh!
Really? Wow.
I didn't keep that one. It made,
Yeah.
made me a little nervous. But,
It's so beautiful down here.
So that's the bottom of an old bottle. You know, what kind? Who knows? I mean, might have been, maybe, I don't know. You know, you could clean it up. And,
yeah.
But interesting.
Back when you had trash, you put it in the river, and it would just float away.
I think there's certain people that still just,
That is true.
you know. Another thing that just is bizarre. Feel how fuzzy that is. It's soft. I mean, it's a leaf, you know?
Wow. That is really soft. What is that? Do you know?
I'm not sure. That's one of the things I'd like to
Poison ivy.
stay. I mean, you know, this is probably some type of willow.
Oh yeah, that's
You
a
know,
pretty tree.
maybe. And then you got these super tall grasses. Boy, you talk about a fire starter. When this stuff really gets dried out, the stalks are almost like bamboo. You know, they've got little seams that go, you know, in sections. And when this stuff is dry, it's like put a match on it and whoosh, it goes. So that's nice stuff if you're trying to get a fire going. We could ride for a long time on coffee and blueberry.
That is true. How was that? Was that fun? Oh.
These are goat heads,
Look at this thing.
and they will go through. Oh, that is a thing.
Ah, it's like a from a.
The Roman column.
Really? That is incredible.
It's from Holbrook.
Several years ago, there was a Jeep Grand Cherokee that had to have tumbled in that water for years,
Yeah.
and it was just washed up on the bank up here. And somebody drug it up to the levee and got rid of it. But man, that thing was toast.
There's a group of people that friends of the Kaw.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
And they're on Facebook, and they do a
we are in western Shawnee, in what will someday probably be Riverfront Park, but right now it's just a place where hoodlums and everybody else come to meet. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting area because you get people like us, which I can't say that we're normal, but we're here. We're not causing trouble. You get people that are riding dirt bikes and people that come down here to just to party.
The moto crowd. I came down here once and they learned how to fly.
Oh.
You know, you always hear them, whee, you know, the motorcycle or the four-wheeler thing running around.
Yeah.
And I looked down this direction and one of them was whee, and then he took off. And I went, oh no. And he,
What?
he flew up toward the power lines, turned around and came back in and landed. You know, he had one of those, I don't know, like a parasail
Are you
thing.
kidding? Oh.
With a like a motorcycle engine with a propeller.
Wow, really?
I was like, look out for
Okay.
the power lines, dude.
This is a very old tire.
It's
Wow.
a donut. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. So this is what they call horn coral. So this would be the actual remnants of the coral plant, and then you see all these other little pieces and parts. This one is showing a bit of a cross section. You can imagine this sliced this way, so it would be pointing up. So this whole rock represents what the bottom of an ancient ocean looked like in this spot, and we're talking 250 million years for this to be alive and underwater, flourishing, filter feeding. You know, SpongeBob walks by. I came down here with a crowbar and I brought my wheelbarrow, and I got my crowbar under the edge of this piece.
Yeah.
And it told me that it's staying. Yeah, this is a huge rock.
That's right. Yeah.
I just laughed. I thought, it was worth a try.
Yeah.
The neat thing about this river is you'll find something like this sitting right next to it. And this tumbled in a river, all smoothed over and glossy, would look like a rock you might find in a Colorado stream.
Yeah.
And you wonder, okay, what's this doing here right alongside this piece of limestone ocean bottom and these other pieces that are limestone and chert and flint? And you kind of think, okay, go back to the last ice age. Maybe this was carried by ice from as far away as Wisconsin or something like that. You'll find different rocks down here, and I've read about that, and so I'm not too surprised. But then again, this could be something that's totally normal to pick up here. It's just that if you go rock hounding around in other places, it's not always like this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what's neat about the Kaw, is that you'll find all kinds of different things. And part of it's like what you said, you know, some people are just throwing stuff into the river. And with me, I didn't get interested in this kind of stuff until after this happened. So this is fallout from a traumatic brain injury. And part of what I'm writing about in my guide to how to deal with such injuries is, you know, there's going to be some things that are different, and it's not all bad. I find this stuff fascinating and interesting, and I can spend time, and I could sit in an area like this on a day like this, as long as I'm dressed warmly, because I'm a lot lighter than I used to be too. I weighed in last night at 168 pounds.
Wow.
Before my accident, I was topping out close to 220, 230. So I get cold.
Well, you get a new perspective on life.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
there's different things that matter when
yeah.
you realize that you're not going to be here forever.
Well, yeah, it's that, but it's. I mean, I walked out of the hospital not eating meat.
Yeah. And that wasn't a decision. That was just, I don't want to eat meat right now. And
I didn't really ever think. I don't drink alcohol. I've tried a little because I used to. It's just no good. I tell my friends it's like a 70s car chase movie when the guy slams into the scaffolding downtown and all the workers are up on the building trying to fix the building.
Yeah.
Well, the building's my brain. And the workers up there are like, ah! You know, Steve McQueen comes barreling into the side of it. And yeah, so, you know, there's been no real strong, I'm going to do this. It's just, you're just different. You're just different. That's hard to handle sometimes. You know, that's hard to understand sometimes.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's hard to comprehend.
Do you hear that train?
Yeah.
Good. Method to my path here. When I found that old bone that had turned to stone, I found it in a spot like this, where the water had been working in a channel, and it was laying there, just, you know, kind of exposed in the mud, like a stick like that. Out a thermos for you. The ordinary thermos will do.
Wow, that's black.
It's freaking ground and black. What do you think of that? A thermos for you. Hey, look at this place.
Yeah,
There's so many little hints and things that you can dig into and find, and you know, your curiosity starts going, and you know, like all these minerals leaching out and making these colors and patterns right here. It's like, what? Any place you live, I think, has got its little hidden treasures, you know?
Yeah.
And you gotta go find them. I think that's important. I think this part is the most, by far, interesting place. And
no one's here.
it's us and the motor tweakers. But you know, different things interest different people, and this is definitely not something you experience if your face is down in your phone all the time.
Right. Well,
You know. Yeah, there's a certain irony, but it's all kinds of just fascinating things. And the neat thing about this is, since it's a river, say we do this again in the spring, it'll be totally different.
man,
It'll be
weird.
totally different down here. The snow will have come, we'll probably get high water again, and everything will change. It'll never be just like this, you know, in 6 months' time. No way. Using force. Oh, that's not a bike. Let's tap buried in the sand.
Yeah, that's never happened.
I hope it's not women's club. Yeah.
Blankets.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm glad I touched it.
Man.
I think we surprised that guy. No helmet. Oh my god, it's so dangerous.
What the heck is that?
Something big and old. Some of these woods are.
Yeah, these trails. This whole park is undeveloped, and so these trails are just are cut in by the guys that come in on motorcycles.
Yeah.
We've come through and ridden mountain bikes on these trails. They're not. There's probably just a mile or two of trails,
Yeah.
but they're fun.
Fun to get in the woods.
Yeah.
There's the kitchen sink. So back here, that back here was an abandoned house. And it has been completely torn down. Probably 2 years ago there were still walls up. And, oh no, the house is still there, okay.
Motor tweakers. Are they listening to the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah, okay. This is like maybe a garage or a storage shed. I've never seen this part of it before.
Yeah, it's old foundation right here.
Oh, holy! Look at that.
It's a big boy. That's awesome.
I was getting.
Now we know who lives in that
I
house.
wanted to take a picture of it, but
Yeah, that's a whole place.
okay. There's a gunshot. Wow. So this is where the buck lives, apparently. That was a big buck. More gunshots. Yeah. No. That's a nice little shack for that buck to live in.
Nice new.
Okay, there's the nice.
Nothing creepy about that.
No. Looks like an old shed and there's some fencing around it. glad you brought your axe. So look at this. Somebody spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah, it's quite a shelter.
Yeah.
Like a stump. Got a little stove here.
This was a stove, you think?
A doghouse.
Definitely had a doghouse.
Got some buckets.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a stove. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah. Pillow, blankets, moving blankets. They even had shutters at some point. I mean, it was a nice house. That is a big shelter. Wow, somebody really put some time into this. That is wild.
Yeah, that's
That is a little strange. Thank you for that. Anyway.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. So these are our buddies that are out riding the dirt bikes.
Yep.
So we come down here sometimes, we ride mountain bikes, and so the trails that you guys cut in, we're thankful for.
Alright, that's nice.
Yeah.
yeah, we use your trails.
Oh, so you're sitting here without a lighter going, man, I'm getting hungry. Nice. So did the police ever come and bother you guys?
What?
Did the police ever come and bother you guys?
No. I mean, that's the first time that we come in here.
Okay.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything. So
Yeah.
I
We've
don't
been
know.
down here a lot of times, and sometimes the police will come, but they don't really care as long as you're not.
Okay.
The biggest thing they worry about is you're parked on the levee,
Okay.
but I don't think they...
All right.
I don't think this is a levy.
No, this isn't the levee.
Yeah. Is that,
So, yeah.
Do you need to keep it?
No, we good. We just
You
have
okay?
to fight this
Okay.
one. Yeah, we good.
Cool, man.
Alright.
Well, yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Have a good time, man.
You too, man.
Nice.
Watch out for the poison ivy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm Scott's Music Cave. Eventually it'll be famous because you're on it. Yeah, and I got one of you guys, I think one of you guys riding by on the dirt bike.
I saw you.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we scare you?
Yeah.
Did we startle you?
What?
Did we scare you?
No, I
Okay.
didn't. I saw it when I was really close to you.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, let's get out of the way. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna scare the crap out of this guy. So. All right, man. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Thanks.